Hello everyone, Navek here, and this is my review of the Chogokin GX-23 Zambot 3. And yeah, this is the first toy review I've done since I changed my channel name, and I figured to get back to that, since especially because Zambot 3's box was in the background of my channel, video, so might as well I'll get to it, and better late than never. And yeah, Chogokin line is basically dedicated into collector's items. They're die-cast recreations of some of the most famous mecha in all of fiction, and all the way from big stuff like the Mighty Morphin Megazord, Voltron, on Mechagodzilla, and of course having figures of some of the most famous mecha toys from the 70s, 80s, etc. In this case, this one is for Zambot 3, a mecha series that was kind of pivotal on the trajectory of mecha, especially since it was one of the big projects that Yoshiyuki Tomino worked on before he went on to create Mobile Suit Gundam. For what I understand, and a lot of Tomino's little quirks as a creator were definitely solidified in Zambot 3 and also Brave Raideen, which he jumped on later in that show's production. And from what I understand, and yeah, I have not watched Zambot 3 because there is no legal official way to watch it, and trying to find good rips of it online has been a crapshoot for a while. So yeah, Discotech, if by some miracle you are watching this video, please make an official DVD or Blu-ray release of Zambot 3. Yeah, I would definitely buy it. I mean, you did that with the Robot Romance trilogy. So anyway, yeah. I never watched the show, but I will say this. Zambot 3 is probably one of my favorite mecha designs. It's basically, if you had to give me if I had to describe the romanticized, or basically what I would think of, the first thing I would think of when I think 70s combiner mecha, something like Zambot 3, he does fit. I mean, it's a three-piece combiner with primarily red, blue, and yellow colors with some chrome, gray thrown in there. I mean, I could definitely see why 70 super robots share some DNA with Super Sentai's mechs. But yeah, as you could probably guess, Zambot 3 is a combiner with a lot of accessories, one of which I will definitely show off later in the video. Oh, but I'm not going to go through all of them, just some of the ones that I think is pretty cool. So yeah, let's talk about the three main component mecha. This is the Zam base, which is, well, to be honest, like I said, I never watched the show, so it seems like an aircraft carrier, but not a particularly good-looking one. You could definitely tell that these are definitely legs, and I'll fully admit that maybe it's on my copy, but yeah, this back wing doesn't really snap all the way. But it is pretty solid. Like I said, most of Chogokin toys are made of die-cast metal. Oh, and that stuff's pretty sturdy from my experience. This is the Zambot, which is basically like a tank. And again, yeah, the tank treads on this thing actually function. Not a lot of push, though. You do gotta pull it a bit. But of the three vehicles, my favorite is, of course, Zambird, which actually has this little cockpit that you can open up to see who I assume is the main character, and their dog, which, based on what I know about Yoshiyuki Tomino, I really hope nothing bad happened to the dog in the series, but you never know with him. So yeah, nice little detail. And yeah, it's got this little beam thing that actually attaches to one of the four different crests that attach to this little guy. So yeah, let's take that off. Yeah, let's show my major critique about this figure so far. The chest can pull apart really easy, not even with a lot of force. Or you can try to click into place, but yeah, it can fall off. It can pull out when you really don't want it to, which makes sense given that it's part of the transformation. But this little guy has its own transformation. So yeah, you fold the cockpits out to form the feet. Let's take the legs apart. Slide them down. Put these fists out. Slide the arms out. and pull out the head. So yeah, this is Zambot Ace. Zambot Ace, which I do like it. It's kind of reminds me of like how sometimes in Power Rangers and Super Sentai, the Red Ranger's mech would have, like, Zord would have its own like unique battle mode, which I'm assuming this is like the kind of like the equivalent of that. And for Zambot 3, and yeah, it's actually a cool little figure. Its head can't really move like full 100, like 360, because again, it's part of the bigger transformation. But it can move side to side a bit. The face has some really nice detail. It definitely looks like a like you could definitely, again, you could show someone who doesn't know anything about mecha that this is a transformer, and I guarantee, and not a bad looking one at that. Or you could trick them into telling them this is a transformer. But yeah, articulation is pretty good. Elbows bend a bit. You can move it back a bit if the wings weren't in the way. Yeah, one other critique: the wings are kind of floppy on this one, and the legs can't do a full. They can do a full split, which again probably due to the transformation, but the knees can bend. But yeah, no full articulation movement on this little guy. Though I will be, like I said, pretty solid little dude. You do gotta position him right so he doesn't fall over. Now, he does come with his own small accessories, like it's like this belt that contains, and it's like all the pieces to build his Zambo Magnum, but I'm not really feeling in the mood to build that one. So I'm in the mood to show you guys as the full combination. So let's start off. And I'll say this, compared to some other sold Chogokin toys I have, the transformation for this one is relatively straightforward. Or you take this part out of Zam Ace, or Zam Base, slide this, flip it up, and then you can take this out of Zam Bull, pull this out, and take off this thing. So yeah, there's a bit of parts forming, which I know some Transformers fans probably wouldn't like, but I actually, controversial hot take, I actually like mechs that parts for a bit. Makes it at least easier to put together. So yeah. Oh, and also, so yeah, the way this attaches is that there's a... Alright, let me slide these back into place. So yeah, the way this works, there's a little like nub you use to attach this to, well, the crotch area. You just click it into place and cover this a bit. And you slide the arms out. And now you got a partially transformed Zambot Ace. You just attach the larger crest. Attach the legs together. And you take this out for the head. And yeah, this doesn't really connect back together because this has got to go in the front of the chest area. So you just slide it in. You gotta slide it in a particular way just to make sure everything aligns up properly. Like I said, Soul Chogokin, like some other transformation figures I found, their combinations can be a bit ludicrous or convoluted. But you slide these little nubs in, and you attach the moon crest, as it's called, and voila! You got yourselves a 70s super robot with Zambot 3. And yeah, this guy definitely looks cool. Well, he's a very solid figure. He definitely stand under his own weight. Although his articulation is kind of limited. Like he's not a big brick like, say, the Boom Boonja Robo toy was. So he can bend his knees a bit, but again, he's just a big solid figure. Don't expect anything crazy. Although he can turn his head now. so that's neat. And no doubt, as you can see around me, this guy comes with... Oh wait, I almost forgot one final part of the backpack. Okay, there we go. Now he's fully complete. So yeah, there's a lot of accessories. He's got several kinds of detachable hands. These are like for what I assume are going to be for finger beams, because yeah, 70 super robots do that sometimes. Definitely multiple fists that you can just pull out. Let's just swap this in. So, yeah, you can do all that. You can also do this one pose with these hands, which is basically for like his special attack, which is literally just called the moon attack according to the box. And yeah, this is where actually he gets to show off some of the arm articulation. So yeah, very Showa super robot. Of course, he's also got blades and stuff up that he can attach. And yeah, you can even attach these blades. It's for smaller blades. It's like a curved blade. Don't really know how to attach the drills as part of it. I think that's just a weapon exclusively reserved for Zambot. However, my favorite part, accessory that comes with all this, and let me just get his arms back down. Get a stand for this thing, the ion cannon. You just attach it here, and the way it works is you attach this part to Zambot Ace's chest, or Zambot 3's chest. And yeah, he's supposed to hold it and then fire it, though, like I said, this is a bit finicky. Or maybe I just have it, like, not in the right position. Or maybe it's the elevation of my table. My desk. But I will say this. If you were worried about out like a lot of money on with a lack of accessories, don't worry. You got a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to buying this particular Soul Chogokin figure. So, yeah, not much else to say. That's Zambot 3. It's a classic 70s super robot. It's a decent figure. When I say it's like the pride of my collection, I wouldn't really go that far, but I will say this. Again, it's a pretty solid figure. I don't waste the money I spent on it, and I actually do enjoy the transformation. And in terms of concept, in terms of how the three different mecha what their components are when they aren't part of Zambot 3. And again, it's kind of hard to beat the classic charm of a 70s super robot. And maybe I'm a little biased to that, but hey, I like what I like. So yeah, if you guys are fans of Zambot 3, I would definitely recommend picking up this figure. If you're just a fan of cool 70s super robots, or just very solid mech toys in general, yeah, I definitely pick this up. In terms of my overall rating, I give Zambot 3 a 4 out of 5. I'm only not perfect because of the small little problems I had with it here and there that I showed in this video. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in into the first of what's going to be many new toy reviews leading into 2026. Thanks. I hope you'll join me for the next time. Until then, have a great day.